In this video, we're taking a look at the Yosuda RM6 Air Magnetic Rowing Machine Pro. You might not have expected exercise equipment on this channel, but this thing is jam-packed full of tech, especially when it comes to the Fed Fitness app that pairs with it. But before we jump into all that, let's throw this thing back in the box and show you how it all comes together. So overall, the Yosuda RM6 is quite a beast when it comes to build quality. I'm talking full steel construction, aluminum frame, a steel rail piece. When it comes to the actual seat, comes in at nearly 100 pounds, weighing in at 98, and it's pretty big. We're talking 94 inches by 23 inches by 50 inches tall, but it does get much more compact when you actually take the rail off of the foot pedals and the overall magnetic rowing interface. And you're looking at, 54 inches in height, 47 inches in length, and around 28 inches in width. So overall, gets pretty compact when you actually tear this thing down. And when it comes to the actual shipping, pretty well packed, like everything's super easy to get out and well protected in the shipping box. And when it comes to the actual components, there's not too many things that you actually have to assemble in order to get the RM6 up and running. You do get quite a good user manual from Yosuda as well, which is very nice to see. Really explains, one, how to unbox the equipment, but also then how to put it together, detailing all the safety requirements as well when you're actually going through the assembly process. Overall, really, really quick to assemble. All you have is this Allen wrench that also comes with a Phillips head attached as well to screw in a couple of these bolts. You're really just putting the legs onto the actual magnetic part of the rowing machine where all that resistance is coming from, and then also putting the leg on the rail as well. So overall, very, very simple assembly. Everything else comes put together. The other piece is just putting the seat on the actual steel rail. You can see overall just like a very nice construction when it comes to the seat. Rolls super, super smoothly. I've been using this thing for over 2 months now, and it still rolls just as smoothly as it did on the first day I got it. And overall, everything very, very simple to lock into place. Is probably the most complex part of the assembly, is just getting that plastic piece onto that metal bracket to stop the seat from rolling off the back of the rail. But overall, very, very, very simple process of putting this thing together. And then when it comes to actually assembling the rowing machine, very simple as well. So overall, you can just roll out the main piece of the rower wherever you want, which is really nice just in terms of like whether it's in a gym and you leave it stationary or you have it compact, you put it away and you can bring it out whenever you want. Lock the rail into place. Plug it in just to get power to the magnetic system, and then lift up the handlebar component that also has the place to connect an iPad or a phone wirelessly to the device. And when it comes to the actual just feel and construction of this thing, super, super easy to adjust and get it configured for whoever's riding or using it. So if, myself, if I'm using it, or another person in my family is using it, or a friend comes over and wants to use it, very easy to adjust either the foot pedals, the resistance, of course, just very nice creature comforts to have on this piece of equipment. And then it's really just getting into the actual interface itself. So the Fed Fitness app pairs beautifully with the Yosuda rower and any other Yosuda app, equipment as well. So it instantly finds it via Bluetooth. I can just connect to it with my iPad or iPhone. Super simple. And then they have a full suite of classes for both the rowing machine, bikes, any other equipment that they have as well. Also just some general classes that you can use your own equipment for, which is really, really nice. But the actual pairing of the app with the rowing machine is just super smooth. And the tracking of historical classes, getting to see what classes will be featuring in terms of resistance, also really, really great. Now, I have had issues in the past with the screen in the application maybe not always following the proper rotation. So, of course, setting up the class in portrait mode and then flipping it to landscape in order to actually do the class can sometimes glitch out every once in a while, but overall very easy to fix in terms of either just closing and reopening the app or just flipping it back to portrait and then again back to landscape. But overall, really, really nice classes. The build quality on this is actually really nice as well. Most of these are belt driven when it comes to the handle. This is completely metal chain. Like I said, super smooth when it comes to the seat as well. And it's really nice when it comes to just being able to use the 8 different levels of resistance on the device. And whenever you're in a class and they're changing resistance, it will also feed that back to the rowing machine automatically to have that resistance instantly update and really just follow along with the class without having to mess with the handles. So you do have those 8 levels of resistance, which are very, very nice. It goes up to nearly 180 pounds of resistance as well. So I've used this thing for back exercises, used it for squats as well. So just getting a bit more back and leg exercises in there. Can also do biceps on this machine. So it's just a very versatile piece of equipment. And the technology is really nice just to be able to connect to your devices and very quickly and easily store all of that data, be it in Apple Health or Samsung Health app as well, and get everything connected from the equipment directly to your phone. So like this thing is just very easy to use. The app as well is super just intuitive to go through everything. I wish there was a little bit larger of a library when it comes to the classes. Like it's not going to compete with the likes of a Peloton on a bike or the likes of Apple Fitness if you're an iPhone user in terms of the breadth of classes that are available. But there is quite a robust amount of classes. And once you kind of get the feel, you take a couple beginner classes on the rowing machine or on their other pieces of equipment, you can kind of just go with the flow and come up with your own classes, which is also really nice. Or you can follow along and continue to do the same classes over and over and just see how you compare and to your previous performances. Also seeing all that history is really, really nice in the app, and being able to kind of understand your performance overall in terms of speed, RPMs, being able to track that again over time and see how you're improving. It's a nice creature comfort with the Fed Fitness app, especially when it's connected to the Yosuda rower. Overall, a really, really nice piece of equipment, jam-packed full of tech, and something I definitely recommend.